Hello, friends. Susan Axelrod here, the Confidence Coach. Welcome to the Confidence Zone. Today, I had a conversation with a CEO of a relatively new business who was feeling like things were fizzling out and that the person wasn't really getting traction like she thought she would be. And I in my usual way, stopped her when she said fizzling. And I was like, oh, no. We're not going to use the word fizzling. I won't tolerate the energy of fizzling. And then we had some conversation where I asked some clarifying questions. What did you think would have been happening by now? Where did you think that you would be? Also, what is success to you? How do you measure it? How are you evaluating it? Whose guidelines are you using? This is part of what I do in my work with CEOs in businesses, for people who are in business for themselves or in small businesses, because there's so much, kind of self-loathing and insecurity, or frankly, unconfidence about where you are in business. I wanted to share this with you today in the Confidence Zone. If you're thinking that you're not in success or maybe in failure, struggling or fizzling or whatever, I am coming to you today to say, open your mind and imagine the possibility, which is my tagline, that the success is something else. The success is showing itself in a different way, something unexpected, something that wasn't in your traditional guide that you traditionally think of. And what happened when I asked this woman about the things that had gone well and that were going well, there was boom, 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 boom. There were several things, a handful at least, of things that are inarguably beautiful, meaningful, and deeply purposeful. And I said, how do you know that that thing wasn't what was intended all along? We go along, we create, we devise, we divine, and we're on the path. Sometimes we just don't really know what is intended. You can apply this in your life in many ways, either in life or business, as I always say, about how something happened and you were going along and then you realized, that thing didn't go the way I planned, but this happened as a result. And this over here was good. So on the surface, we think that we're doing one thing, but perhaps it is being divined that something else is intended. When I said this to the person, that's when the emotion came. That's when the release and self-acceptance really showed itself to me, that there was this understanding of, oh, well, if it was that, then I succeeded. I'm already in success. So this is one aspect I wanted to share with you today. Another aspect is time. I asked a very simple clarifying question. What was the time frame that you thought you would have this type of success or whatever? And she gave me some kind of time frame oriented things. And I just asked one clarifying question. Who thought 5 years, including COVID years, would be enough to have success in business? Who said that? Many entrepreneurs spend years. People write movies that take a decade. People write books. The last author I heard talked about this book has been in progress for 17 years. Like, who creates these time frames that we then have to stuff ourselves inside of and feel like we failed if we didn't meet them? And what if we take a longer view, as I say, in life or in business, and settle down a little bit and just stay on the path? So don't get me wrong. I understand there's money involved, there's time, effort, and energy involved that we're investing in all of that. And I appreciate and respect that. I want to say the outlook is important here. If you hear me, if you need to listen to this video again, please do play it again, write some notes. Who is creating the guidelines? Who is it whose guidelines we're following? Why do we think that? How are we defining that? And especially this idea about, well, you thought it was that, but maybe it's really this that was intended. If you follow me, if you have heard me speak at all, you know that I experience this in my life and business all the time. I was waiting to be discovered. I thought it should look like this. I thought if I didn't have a TED Talk, I could never speak. I thought, all kinds of things that, I read about or other people told me or talked to me about or told me I should be doing, until I took things into my own control and started speaking one day. And of course, I never really stopped except for interludes that were needed for my soul recovery. Who is defining things for you? Do you have a sacred advisor of some sort? It may show up as a coach, whom you can trust and who sees this perspective. Mostly we live in what we call the mundane world of plodding along, trudging along, etc. But I'm in the sacred. What is the divine outcome that's happening, even if I don't see it in the mundane day-to-day? What if I do what Wayne Dyer told us, change the way you look at something and see the thing you look at changing before your eyes? What if you do that? Then you might see progress in a different way. And dare I say, you might even see success in a different way. All right, friends, that's it for today in the Confidence Zone. Shabbat Shalom to those who celebrate. And for everyone else, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you next week in the Confidence Zone.